It's now time to lock down Hurricane Beryl. This will be my final landfall report on this storm. People only want to know the answer to two questions. Where is the storm going and how bad will it be? With roughly 8 to 10 hours before Beryl makes a landfall, I have the information you need. Like I stated 24 hours ago in my last report, no YouTube channel or anything you see on TV will give you this information for liability purposes. Plus, everyone covering Beryl just works with the National Hurricane Center's forecast. My content is authentic. I do not replicate what you get from the media, which I am about to prove. Fasten your seatbelt. You're going for a ride. I am not reading a script. First, let's unpack this very dangerous situation with Hurricane Beryl coming ashore in about 8 to 10 hours. Let's now focus on what we know, what I can tell you. Here are the facts. Beryl is right here. Right now, traveling off of the 8 p.m. advisory on Sunday, July 7th. The storm is now moved to the north. Last night's report, this storm is moving northwest. It is now shifted, as expected, to the north. That's north-northwest. Then going to shift when it comes ashore to due north, and then go off to the northeast. It is traveling at 12 miles per hour. So this is what I see in terms of what's going to happen. First, let's give you what the National Hurricane Center's cone is with this 8 p.m. advisory. They got Beryl coming up, follow it, and they're thinking it's going to come ashore right around Freeport. I think the storm's going to go a little more to the north. I have it here. There is 46 miles between Freeport and Galveston. This storm, the way it's traveling, with my program, I keep repeating with past stories. Hurricanes do not turn on a dime. They gradually turn. So this storm's going to come up. It's going like just a little bit to the west. It's going to straighten out. Last night, I cleared the southern part of Texas. They were clear. What I do, ladies and gentlemen, I shrink down the cone until I get it locked, which is usually 8 hours before landfall. Here you go. So now I can tell you this region in yellow was cleared today by the movement of the storm. They are now in the clear. So now let's focus up here. The storm's going to come up into here. Again, I think it's going to wobble into my little pocket here. You got a 46-mile little gap. And the storm's eye will be about 20 miles in terms of diameter. It's going to go right in here, I think. But nevertheless, here will be the clean side of the storm. When it comes up, you got to understand what it's going to bring. And I was in a frenzy last night, and now I got to recap because this hasn't changed. This storm's not about wind. This storm is about water. The most deadly part of any hurricane is storm surge, and it's going to bring it. Forget about wind speed right now. Forget about it. We'll get to that in a second. That's the unknown. What I can tell you is this. Storm surge for sure. All in this region. It's going to be coming in hard and fast. But let's focus on what's going to happen. Now, when it comes in, all right, let's say it comes in here. The worst part of any hurricane is on the right side. So if it does come in here and they get a bullseye, right where I'm at is going to be ground zero. If I get the drift to the north, then ground zero shifts to here. You always go about 20 to 40 miles off the right side of the storm. That's ground zero. That's going to be the worst damage. So let's just work with this track. I'm concerned for not just storm surge. The second most deadly way to die in a hurricane is inland flash flooding. They're going to get it in the Houston area. A major city. Oh, the population, who knows now? I think it's top 5 in terms of density. This right here is where the tornadoes will be. Tornadoes live on the northeast side of any hurricane. So whether it comes in here or here, this is going to be really rough because you're going to deal with tornadoes. In sequence, the storm's going to come in and all the storm surge is going to show up first. Now, this area has been evacuated. If you did stay and you're on the water, you're insane because you're going to be on your roof to try to stay alive. How this works is when they evacuate, they don't play around. If you stay and you're evacuated and then you have to get help, and it won't come till after the storm. Say you're on your roof and you call 911 and now they got to come rescue you. You could face criminal charges. And then if that first responder gets injured or dies trying to save you, you're going to jail. Keep that in mind, people. It's going to come in with the surge. And then it's going to come in and give inland flash flooding to this area. And the tornadoes will be popping and dropping over here. This is 46 miles. This is my sweet spot. It's going to come right up, right through here. All right, now let's unpack some good news. Last night I was terrified. That storm was traveling at 13 miles per hour. Now on Friday, the National Hurricane Center, I hate when they do this. They start predicting or trying to predict future forward speed. And they were getting me scared by predicting, this storm might slow down to 5 miles per hour. Forget it. That's so hard to predict. This is where they are weak. I take their information. I know what they're good at. And they're good at cones. Usually. All right, but what they're not good at is forecasting future intensity, as we're going to go through in a second with the winds, and future forward speed. So you got a big break, Texas, by this storm being 12 miles per hour and not expected to slow down. That's good. Just imagine if it was 6 miles an hour like I was fearing last night. That means twice the damage. Twice the longevity of the event. So that's good, 12 miles an hour. That's about an average speed of a landfall hurricane. That's actually quick these days, so that's good. But it's going to hit hard and fast. It's going to come in, and Houston, 40 miles away, 12 miles an hour if it holds down in about 3 hours, it's going to be ripping through Houston. Major city. Remember the right side of the storm. This is going to be rough in here. All right, so that's what's going on. Now the winds. I told you last night, 100% knew it, that this would be a hurricane. And it's still at 70 miles per hour and technically not at the 8 p.m. advisory. Ladies and gentlemen, this storm is starting to tighten up. I can see on the radar that it's starting to get stronger. Winds are going to be at least 75 to 80 or 90. Now that does have a big impact on what's going to happen here. There's a big difference between 70 and 85. Bottom line, the three devils in any hurricane in sequence, storm surge, gonna get it, bad. Then you have to worry about inland flooding, gonna get it, bad, done. And this is a very low-lying area. Houston has flooding with normal or just average thunderstorms. This is gonna be a mess. Again, let's give you good news about this forward speed. If it would have came in at 6 miles an hour, my God. So that's the deal. You're going to get a landfall right around 4 to 6 a.m. Houston time. You're going to lose power, so make sure your phone's charged up. Get ready to lose power for at least a couple days in this region. It comes in. You got to have your news on. All right? If you lose power, get on your phone, because they're going to talk about the tornadoes that are going to be dropping down. Hurricane Wilma hit me hard. 2 weeks without power. In Wilma, there were not just tornadoes, there were killer tornadoes. That's rare in a hurricane. Usually tornadoes in hurricanes are an EFO or an EF1. They can still knock down trees, but you can get a large tornado. And my point was, I got lucky. In my development, maybe 50 yards away, just another building 50 yards away, The AC unit was on the ground. They're bolted to the top of the roof. Winds don't do that. I don't care if it's 160. It's not going to be able to lift it and throw it off a roof. The thing weighs tons. Well, that's what happened with Wilma. 50 yards, that could have been my home. Ripped up the AC unit and threw it off the roof. That's tornado damage. It's no joke. So take the tornadoes serious. Make sure you know where they are by following your local news, and be aware of your region in terms of a flood zone. If you've been flooded before, you should not even be in your home for this one. Brace for impact. Stay safe, guys. Please, everyone, stay safe.